Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. I hope everybody's having a great week. Spring has sprung here in Arkansas and the shop is super slammed. I have a ton of two-strokes to fix today, so I thought I would bring y'all along with me for some diagnosing and repairs. Let's see what I got. Now, you would think that I would have a bunch of trimmers, but my commercial guys brought in a bunch of chainsaws because we just had a superstorm here in Arkansas and they are busy. So I'm going to just, I guess, start out with the first one here. What do we got? Will start, won't stay running. Husqvarna 572 XP. Let's check it out. Now, when it comes to anything you're working on, doesn't matter if it's a chainsaw, trimmer, or blower, the first thing you're going to do is check the fuel. Like they said, it will start but won't stay running. So everybody that comes in the springtime has water in their gas. It's just something that you want to make sure is not the issue. So I got my little pipette here. I'm going to suck some gas out of the bottom of the tank. And although I do not see any water, a little bit of debris, give it a little smell test. It smells okay, but it looks very clear. Let me show you. I don't know, it looks pretty clear to me. It might have oil in it. I'll know more once I get it poured out. I'm going to go ahead and check the piston and cylinder and see if it's burned up because this is a $1,000 chainsaw, guys. Let's bring out my compression tester. My HD endoscope. So we're gonna remove this air filter cover, get the spark plug out of here. Let me see. Oh, please don't be burned up. I can't tell from this side, but it looks really dry. Let's break out the endoscope. Now, I leave these in the description box below every single one of my videos. A lot of times they go on sale. This is a DepthTech HD endoscope. It's got a little camera on the end. One of the coolest tools ever. That way I can look inside at the cylinder walls and see if they're scored. And it makes it a lot simpler than having to pull the muffler every time. But sometimes, even though you don't see any scoring on this side, I would probably still pull the muffler just to make sure. But because right now this one's looking good. Ooh, hopefully we caught it. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. This is the wall towards the exhaust side, and it really doesn't look that bad. In fact, I can still see the cross hatchings. So hopefully it's not burned up. Let's check compression. My Mighty Vac compression tester. It's also in the description box below. Now, all these tools are things that I use every single time I work on anything. So I've got to put it in the floor to pull on it. Showing 140 pounds of compression. That's good. So I don't know, surprisingly, with the piston and cylinder looking like it's almost brand new, maybe it's just a bad batch of gas and it never got to running. So let's hope. I'm going to pour this fuel out and put some of my fuel in it, start her up, see what she does. So I don't know what's all in there, that's sawdust or what. But yeah, there's a bunch of debris in this gas. Show you the inside of the tank here. Yeah, we got a bunch of debris down there in the bottom of the tank. I gotta get all that out. That's where these pipettes come in super handy, because a lot of times it doesn't matter how you pour these out, you're not able to get everything out of the crevices. Now, with all that debris, I am going to go ahead and change the fuel filter just to be safe and make sure that's not the issue, because Husqvarnas are really bad about that. I've seen it plenty of times. If they don't have a clean fuel filter, they will run for a little bit and bog out and die on you. So it's always definitely something to check. Go ahead and pop in a new plug. Prime, choke on. Big foot in there. Give it a few love pulls. Popped off. Get off, choke. Wants to. Huh. Let's take this dirty air filter off. Throttle with the foot. Now at this point, we know we got good fuel. We were giving it plenty of air, taking off that dirty air filter. It shouldn't have been starting and dying like that, so it's either not getting enough fuel or getting too much. Let's pull the plug and see if it's wet or dry. And it is dry. Still not getting enough gas. All right, so I'm pretty sure that this thing is not getting the gas that it needs. Something is up with this carburetor. Unfortunately, it does not have a high and low adjustment. It has a auto-tune system on it. So to see if we can get it going again, I have to try a reset on it. I'm gonna take it outside. I'm gonna let it idle, hopefully for 3 minutes, and that supposedly will reset the entire system. Once I do that, I'm going to have to put it in wood continuously at a high idle for 45 seconds until it all resets, I guess. We're gonna try it. Let me go throw some chabs on. Okay, I got the air filter cleaned out because it does need to be on when you're doing this reset to make sure that it's getting the correct airflow. And got my chaps, safety apparel, because I know you guys like me to wear my hearing protection. I'm gonna put it back together, take it outside, and we're gonna try this reset, see what she does. Well, it looks like I can't reset it. So, what do I do now? I'm not a Husqvarna dealer. I do not have their $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 computer system machine to plug it up to and see what's going wrong with it. I don't have a high or low adjustment to give it any more gas than it needs. I'm sort of stuck. And a homeowner, they'd be stuck too. Now I get to go to my customer and tell him that he has to take it to the Husqvarna dealer 45 minutes away. But I think I'm going to give my buddies over at Husqvarna a call and see if they can give me any insight on what I should do and maybe let my viewers know about. Let's move on to the next one. Next in line, we've got a won't start. Let's see what we got up in here. Ooh, an oldie but goodie, an 029. These are one of my favorite saws. At least I know if I do need to adjust the fuel on this one, I still can. So first thing we're gonna do, like always, check the gas. A little suck, and we have nothing inside of it. Definitely won't start if I have no fuel. Let's put some gas in it. Before I waste any gas, I do want to check the piston and cylinder, make sure that we're not working on a dead machine. Take a little look-see up in there. Oh yeah, still looks party. Oh, it's got a first fire plug in there. Definitely gonna change that too. Few love pulls. Now, I'm not really sure what that was about. Put gas in it, start it up. Of course, she's not running perfect yet, but that's, I could tell she's going to as long as I, keep running her just a little bit. Obviously, it sat for a long period of time. The diaphragms might be hardened, not letting the gas flow through. It's getting better and better the more I've run it. I made a video about this a couple videos back that if you have something that's been sitting for a while with no gas in it, it will dry out those diaphragms. They do need to get pliable again to start pumping that gas correctly, and I will do that instead of just going gung-ho and adjusting the carburetor, because if I do that, I could give it the gas that it needs, but once it's ran for a while and those diaphragms do loosen up, it will start letting too much gas go through, so I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to run it some more, and hopefully she levels out. If she doesn't, I can always adjust. Let's go to the next. Next in line, I have a Echo CS490. This thing needs a handle, so I have one ordered. Can't fix that one today. Next in line, I've got a Husqvarna 450 Rancher. The pull rope is all the way out on this one. This was in the shop a while back. I put a new pulley in it and lubed his spring up because it was so caked full of chainsaw dust debris that it just kept locking up and the pull rope kept sticking out. Cleaned it up, worked fine. He said it progressively got worse and worse again, and now it's just stuck out. So let's tear open and see what's going on inside. So not saying that this rewind's going to do it, but anytime that you have a pull rope completely pulled out like this and you go to loosen your 4 screws to take it off, make sure you're holding on to the handle and the rope, because sometimes you can loosen it up and all of a sudden this thing will shoot back in and you'll get hurt. So I'm gonna loosen it up here, and it might not, but it has happened. Ask me how I know. This one is no, though. Huh. Oh, there it goes. A little bit. A little spring to it. Let's take it apart, see what's going on. Well, one thing I do notice is this second piece that you got the rope rewind pulley right here, and then this is like your starter paw catcher for your dogs, and it is offset right here. Look, it's flipped over the edge on this side. Here it is right, and then you can see it's hanging over. So let me loosen that up while I hold on to the rope and see. Yeah, that spring is wankered. There, see, now it goes back in. I need to check this spring. Well, the spring's not in the best of shape there. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah. One point it popped out. Okay, so this is why I don't like the spring assist for my commercial users, because they are starting these things over and over again all day long, and the spring assist just really is not made for this. Now, the way this is designed, it's got the rewind spring underneath it to retract the rope back in it, but then the spring assist part, it's got this double-ended spring here. One little prong goes into this pulley down here. Let's see if I can get it in there. Go in your hole. The hole's boogered up because it was ripped out of it. But one side goes down there, another side goes in here, and then it sort of like alleviates some of the pressure and tension as you're pulling on it. So what I'm gonna do, so he doesn't have this issue anymore, I'm getting rid of his spring assist. And what I keep in stock is this pulley right here, and it's pretty much the same exact thing as this, but it's all in one. It's got the whole rope pulley with the dog catcher part all together. So we're just getting rid of this extra spring assist because it's just gonna cause him lots of issues. Now, I don't wanna just take this pulley out because there's tension on the spring right now, and I do not want the spring to come out. It might have something covering it, but I do not know. So I'm going to pull this out just a little bit, and we're going to have to replace the rope because I've got to cut the knots off at the end, and I don't want to make it too short anyways. So I'm gonna hold on to this as I let it gently loosen up. Now I can take the pulley out without the spring. Oh, well, it's got the cover on it, but yeah, we didn't want to mess with it. So yeah, that's been used. We're going to put this one in with a new rope. Now, I usually cut about 34 to 36 inches on my pull ropes. This takes size 3.5. We're gonna go maybe bend it up a little bit. It's got a hole right there in the center. I'm gonna have it come out. Tie me a little knot. That's good. Now I can put it back on the spring. It's in place. We can go ahead and put our screw down. We're going to go ahead and bring our pull rope out of our eyelet hole here on the side cover, put our handle back on. Make an extra big knot so it doesn't go through the handle. I'm going to bring it around to this little notch in the rewind, and we know that when it retracts it goes this way, so I'm going to go the opposite way to give it that tension that it needs. And I'm pretty much just going to keep twisting until it really doesn't want to turn anymore. Ooh, we're pretty much there. So I'm gonna bring this rope oh, come on, go just a little bit. There we go. All right, and then we can let it go back in there just like that. Perfect. Now he'll never have the problem again. Now I'm gonna go pull on it, check the running, and I'm done. Oh my God, that guy just jumped out of there. No, no. All right, try that again. Well, ain't got no gas in it. But the pull rope is fixed. Next. Alrighty, last two. I've got a really scary looking MS290 Stihl or a 40-year-old 045. Now the Stihl says won't start. The 045 said, I think, will start, needs to be adjusted. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go with the 045 and see what she does. All right, like on all of them, the first thing I check is the fuel. And we have no fuel. All right, let me check the fuel filter. Make sure it has one. It does. First, we are going to check the cylinder. Make sure we're not working on a dead machine. Bring that piston down. Ooh, this one's hard to see in. But from what I can see, it looks good. All right. Got some old benzo plug in there though. I don't even know what that is. I am gonna put a plug. Alright. Alright, we got it turned on. Put it on choke. See what she does. Itself. Let's see if the throttle's in too much. Absolutely not. Sometimes you got your high and your low and your throttle, and the throttle is adjusting your throttle lever inside your carburetor. So if you have it pushed in, it's constantly leaving it open, giving it that air, but this is not touching it at all. So that's not our issue. I'm going to check the settings, see if we're at factory. And they had that one out about the low about 1 1/4. Usually you want it at 3/4, but I'm gonna go ahead pull it out about 3/4. The high, you want about at 1. They had it in about 1. They had it out about 1.5. I'm gonna go out 1. And let's see what she does. All right. I don't know if I need to choke it. Does not want to idle. Let's go in on the throttle just a little bit. Check it again. A little bit more. Let's see. Just a bit. Just a bit. The stop button was still in the stop position. This stop button doesn't work, so I had to push it down really hard. Come on. Ugh. Choke it again. All right. Man. Oh. This thing is running too sporadic and the adjustments aren't doing much. Yeah, something's not good. Now this thing could either be sucking air or need carburetor work, and just to do a pressure test on it is not a fun thing to do. You have to take apart the carburetor, take off the muffler, get everything closed up. It's gonna be a large charge just to do that on these old saws. Once they get to 40 years old, when I'm busy like this, it's not something that I'm gonna do right now. During the wintertime when I'm slow, I definitely dig into it. But this one, I'm gonna take a pass on. It's just too much of a gamble. So, next. All right, last but not least, MS290. Looks like it didn't rode hard, put up wet. Let's see what's going on. It's a won't start. Now, some of you have heard me say ain't got no gas in it, and you know what I'm referencing. Sling Blade movie that was actually filmed here in Arkansas. And I got to go to see Stevie Nicks a couple weeks ago in Little Rock, and it was an awesome show. But before I went and stopped by Benton to the Sling Blade Cafe. Here's some pictures where I got to sit exactly where Billy Bob Thornton was sitting in the movie when he did the cafe scene and got his French fried taters. And so that was really cool. The burger there was phenomenal. It looks like I have no meat on there. I did order their smallest size patty, but it was delicious. Fries were delicious. And it was really cool to go check out where they filmed that section of that movie in. So Let's get into this one. First, like always, we're gonna check the gas. And there's nothing in it. Now this guy that has this on is the same one that owned the 290 that it was in the box that all I did was put gas in it that sat for a long time, and it's gonna end up running just fine after I run it for just a little bit once I get those diaphragms loosened back up. So we're gonna check, something just fell out of it. Check the cylinder, make sure we're not putting gas into a dead machine. Oh, that's a little dry looking. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, it won't start. Let's look inside, guys. Okay, so let's break out the Depth-Tech HD Endoscope. I love this thing. So I can show you all the carnage from within. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna show you right there. I'm gonna go inside here. Yeah, look at that. Look at all them lines, those up and down lines. And I do have a lot of people comment a lot of times like, well, what does that mean? When you look inside of a cylinder, if you have up and down scoring lines like that, that means it is burned up, okay? It's never going to run right without a piston and cylinder. This thing is toast all the way around. I hope that shows up. Ooh, there's a really nice scratch there. So yeah, if you are working on something, you want to see at least either no scratches or cross-hatching left and right. That's excellent. But you definitely, if it has any up and down scoring like that, even if it's just a few lines, you could be working on a dead machine. So what we learned today, guys, even though my repair shop would get in over 2,000 pieces of equipment every single year, not all those pieces of equipment actually got repaired. A lot of things would come in dead. A lot of things would come in that were too old to be repaired. A lot of things we did repair. So I got what, 2 out of 6 today, which that's not good odds. At the same time though, that's just all in a day's work. So guys, thanks again for tuning in to Chickanic. If you find yourself coming back to my channel over and over again, think about hitting that subscribe button. It helps out the algorithm to make my videos shown to more people to save them time, money, and frustration in the future. If you haven't found me at Facebook, find me at facebook.com/Chickanic. Find me on Instagram at TheRealChickanic, or find me at Chickanic.com. If you'd like to see a video of me turning some shop trash into treasure, check this video out right here.